And, a lot of times when he says certain things on social media, I say, he's to me, he's still a kid.
They were saying that I was messing with his daughter off of the fact that she kept Snapchatting.
Okay.
She kept hitting me on the Snapchat.
Floyd, I was doing him. He always been like that. You know what I mean? So I gotta focus on what I'm focused on. He already did what he had to do, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
During a tense media appearance, Floyd Mayweather fired back after Gervonta "Tank" Davis made serious allegations about their history. Clearly irritated by the accusations, Mayweather responded forcefully and appeared to question Davis's level of maturity. Their once close mentor and student relationship has now become increasingly hostile, leaving fans questioning whether the two will ever settle their differences. Given how far the conflict has progressed, their bond appears to be severely damaged, and the controversy shows no signs of fading.
Tank vents out on social media. He's been through a lot, throughout his life. But I take my hat off to him. I'm proud of him. Saturday night we had a game plan, and a lot of times when he says certain things on social media, I say, he's to me, he's still a kid. And when I was that age, I probably would have did the same thing. I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, about what's right and what's wrong. He got the job done, but my hat off to Ryan Garcia, tough competitor, tough fighter, and the best man.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis has become increasingly open about his time working with Floyd Mayweather, sharing his perspective on what took place behind the scenes. Tank suggests that Floyd had a particular way of handling fighters, often keeping situations structured around his own interest. Tank's position is that Mayweather operated according to his own agenda, and he has no intention of getting caught up in that approach anymore. From discussions surrounding fights to major career choices, Tank believes Floyd frequently made decisions based on what benefited him rather than what allowed his fighters to develop independently. Even so, Tank appears determined not to remain stuck in old disputes. His attention is now centered on building his career according to his own choices. He believes he has demonstrated that he can achieve success without relying on Mayweather's direction. While Tank feels Floyd has continued using the same methods, he has chosen to distance himself from that system. His stance is straightforward. He wants to make his own decisions, control his future, and refuse to allow anyone else to determine the direction of his career.
Floyd, I was doing him. He always been like that. You know what I mean? So I gotta focus on what I'm focused on. He already did what he had to do, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Me, if I did what I like what he did in the sport, I ain't gonna lie, I'd be the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't fault him for stand to himself and things like that. You know what I mean? But it's also a part of me type thing, like come back and help too. You know what I mean? So it's much love to the whole Mayweather promotion. You know what I mean? Ain't no bad blood type shit. And a lot of people think when I be tweeting on Instagram, I be mad. I just be talking.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis has previously spoken about the difficult history between himself and Floyd Mayweather, but the situation became even more serious when Tank alleged that Mayweather had failed to pass along money owed to several fighters, including him. According to Tank, Floyd's influence went beyond managing professional opportunities and extended into financial matters as well. Those allegations added another layer to an already strained relationship and intensified the public dispute between the two. Mayweather did not appear to ignore the accusations. Rather than responding to the financial claims in a straightforward way, he released a video that appeared designed to damage Tank's public image and portray him negatively. Many fans interpreted the move as something personal, suggesting that the conflict had gone well beyond ordinary business disagreements. Despite everything that has happened, Tank has continued concentrating on his own career. He has also made an important distinction about his departure, explaining that he did not walk away from Floyd personally, but instead separated himself from Mayweather's promotional operation. In Tank's view, the decision was a business matter, as their disagreement continues to unfold publicly. Tank appears committed to creating his future independently. Whether Mayweather responds again or decides to move on is still uncertain. But Tank's current focus remains on his career and establishing his legacy without Mayweather's involvement.
Came out still on top.
With Floyd? We said, what was the lose-lose situation? What you mean?
Just a little situation that he put me in to, make me lose. But he thought I was gonna lose. But
You talking about like a boxing match or?
yeah, boxing match.
Ooh, if you don't mind. If you don't want to, it's fine.
Pedraza.
Who?
Joseph Pedraza, my first world title. I was 16-0. I was 16-0. 16-0. And I was 21 at the time. And I haven't fought in like 7 or 8 months. And around that time, I wasn't making that much money. I probably was making like $10,000 a fight. So 6 months is crazy to not fight, So when they came back and it was like, all right, you gotta fight. He was like, you gotta fight this fighter, which is Joseph Pedraza. If you don't fight him, you're not fighting. You're like sitting on a show. So I had to fight him. In the midst of all that happened, I got evicted. I had to sell my jewelry. So now, and remind you, I'm letting them boxers that you talking about, I'm putting them on game.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis has continued discussing his history with Floyd Mayweather, explaining that the situation between them is not necessarily as final as many people assume. Tank recently made it clear that his decision was centered on business rather than a personal falling out. He explained that he did not cut ties with Floyd himself. Instead, he chose to move away from Mayweather's promotional organization. For Tank, leaving the company represented a step toward having greater control over his professional direction. Tank has also acknowledged the value of the experience and guidance he received during his time with Floyd. He continues to recognize Mayweather's accomplishments and the impact that period had on his development. At the same time, Tank eventually felt ready to handle his career independently, including determining which opportunities and opponents made sense for him. Mayweather has his own established approach to managing fighters, and although that system may have worked well for others, Tank ultimately decided it was no longer the right fit for his ambitions. He wanted greater freedom rather than feeling restricted by another person's plans for his career. Even after separating from Mayweather Promotions, Tank has not dismissed Floyd's role in helping shape his journey. His priority now is to establish his own identity in boxing, demonstrate that he can succeed through his own decisions, and build a lasting legacy while still recognizing the influence of the man who helped him along the way.
Tank, you talked about leaving Mayweather on the Brian Custer podcast.
I didn't say I'm leaving. I said my contract was up.
So there's still a possibility that you may resign.
Yeah.
Run that back, Turbo.
So this is your last fight with Mayweather Promotions?
Yes, sir.
The dispute between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Floyd Mayweather has become even more complicated, with Ryan Garcia offering another explanation for why their relationship deteriorated. Garcia has suggested that the conflict went beyond promotional disagreements and financial issues. He claimed that Tank's alleged connection with Yaya Mayweather, Floyd's daughter, may have played a major part in the breakdown between the two, that according to Garcia, Mayweather's frustration may not have been limited to disputes involving fighter management or money. He pointed toward the reported relationship as another possible source of tension, arguing that a father could understandably respond strongly if such a situation occurred. Tank has not publicly confirmed Garcia's version of events, although he has openly discussed his dissatisfaction with aspects of Mayweather Promotions. He has not verified or rejected the allegation involving Yaya. Mayweather, meanwhile, has also avoided directly addressing that particular claim. Instead, his public response has included actions such as sharing a video that appeared intended to damage Tank's reputation. Whether Garcia's accusation is accurate remains unclear. What does seem evident is that the disagreement between Mayweather and Tank involves far more than a simple business separation. With personal allegations, financial disputes, and competing accounts continuing to circulate, the relationship between the former mentor and fighter remains deeply strained.
Guy, y'all gotta get in here and check this out. Ryan Garcia is spilling tea. In a recent interview, he claims that Gervonta and Floyd Mayweather's falling out is due to a result of Gervonta smashing Floyd Mayweather's daughter, Yaya. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with Yaya Mayweather, she is currently 23 years old, and she actually shares a baby with NBA YoungBoy. Now, she typically does make headlines surrounding her behavior about NBA YoungBoy. I know she was going through some court cases involving her slicing a woman up over her baby daddy, but that is not what we are talking about here. Ryan Garcia is claiming that Gervonta and Yaya have some sort of relationship or some type of dealings in the past. I want to go ahead and just get into the clip here.
Gervonta, Floyd Mayweather's daughter, and that's not even a secret. That's not even that's not something I'm exposing. Oh wow! After somebody did that to my daughter,
I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Peace.
Although Gervonta, Tank Davis, and Floyd Mayweather are now on difficult terms, their relationship was once very different. During the early stages of Tank's career, Mayweather played a major role in supporting and mentoring the young boxer. Floyd recognized Tank's ability and brought him into his circle, offering guidance that extended beyond what happened during fights. Along with promotional support, he tried to prepare Tank mentally for the pressures that come with becoming a high-profile fighter. One important piece of advice involved dealing with public criticism. Floyd explained that success would attract opinions just as mistakes would, meaning Tank could never expect everyone to approve of his actions. The message was simple: people would always have something to say, regardless of whether things went well or badly. Mayweather encouraged Tank to stop worrying about satisfying outside expectations and instead concentrate on his own objectives and personal happiness. That mindset became useful as Tank encountered criticism, media attention, and important choices concerning his career day to the time. Their connection was based largely on confidence and respect. Floyd viewed Tank as a future major name in boxing, while Tank valued the experience and direction he received from his mentor. Even though their relationship eventually deteriorated, Mayweather's influence during those formative years remains part of Tank's story. The lessons he received early in his career helped shape his approach to boxing, even as Tank has since moved forward independently and worked toward creating a legacy of his own.
If you're doing good, they got something to say. If you're doing bad, they got something to say. Do what makes you happy. You see this private jet that we own? I got it because I did what I wanted to do. I made over $1 billion. You know why? Because I did what I wanted to do. I'm going to always tell Tank, do what you want to do.
Gervonta Tank Davis has continued to speak about the problems between himself and Floyd Mayweather, suggesting that their public dispute does not reveal everything that happened behind closed doors. Tank has indicated that Mayweather often works quietly, making strategic decisions that can influence circumstances without the public immediately knowing about them. From Tank's perspective, private discussions and behind-the-scenes decisions created a version of events that differed from what fans saw publicly. He believes those unseen actions contributed to the growing tension between the two. That another major issue appears to involve Tank's ambitions for his own legacy. He has expressed confidence that he can accomplish more than Mayweather achieved during his prime, and he wants to reach those milestones at a younger stage of his career. Tank has also suggested that such ambition may have created additional friction with his former mentor. Mayweather built his reputation around an undefeated record and became one of boxing's most recognizable figures. So the possibility of a former protege eventually exceeding those achievements could naturally add another dimension to their complicated relationship.
People don't know that what Floyd do. A lot of people don't know what Floyd. Everything that Floyd said right there, the chrome heart bed, the Maybach, the Lloyd shit, that was all in my post.
You posted that. You posted that. Oh wow.
Chrome bag.
Right.
Lloyd shit. Maybach.
Oh.
The disagreement has become even more complicated after Tank questioned Mayweather's decision to train fighters who could potentially face him. Tank appears to believe that Floyd's involvement with those boxers is more deliberate than coincidental, interpreting it as an effort to make his own path to the top more difficult. Others may view Mayweather's training activities as part of his continued involvement in boxing, but Tank sees the situation differently. From his perspective, having his former mentor work with possible opponents creates another obstacle in his pursuit of greater success. Still, Tank has remained determined to move forward without relying on Mayweather's support. He wants complete ownership of his career and has shown that he intends to make decisions based on his own vision, rather than allowing the conflict to distract him. Tank views each challenge as another opportunity to establish himself. His focus remains on performing in the ring, building his reputation, and demonstrating that he can become one of boxing's leading figures without depending on Floyd Mayweather.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh, like
he was going at me. He was going at me, and
Yeah.
I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd. Floyd don't never. He felt as though I'm at that point where as though I passed him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Wait, like when Floyd was 29, you'll see, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of this.
Deal, he don't know about that yet. But that's bigger than his deal.
Damn.
The conflict between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Floyd Mayweather has continued to intensify, with Tank alleging that Mayweather attempted to maintain influence over both his professional career and personal choices. Tank has expressed frustration with what he views as Floyd's desire to remain involved in his decisions, even after he separated from Mayweather Promotions. From Tank's perspective, Mayweather's influence did not end when their formal business relationship did, making it harder for him to operate completely independently. Tank has also made a more unexpected allegation involving Mayweather's ability to travel or operate in places such as Dubai, linking it to alleged financial disputes. These claims have not been independently verified, but they add another element to the growing distrust between the two that ultimately. Tank's comments suggest that the disagreement extends beyond contracts, finances, or boxing. At the center of his frustration appears to be a larger issue over independence, authority, and who gets to make the decisions about his future.
Come out with a bit of a mad statement, and he said that Floyd Mayweather has been held captive in Dubai because he owes people money and he can't pay them, or won't pay them, one or the other. Before I carry on, please hit that follow button if you haven't already. We're on a mission to get to 10k. Now for me, the idea that one of the richest men in the world cannot pay somebody in Dubai is a bit mad. However, Tank Davis has come out and said ask Floyd to go live right now, and he can't. Which is a fair point, and knowing how Mayweather's ego is, if it was possible for him to go live, he would be responding to this straight off the bat. Now that being said, it wasn't that long ago since we saw that video call between him and Bill Haney on the internet. And whether this is true or not, I do not know. It could just be Tank throwing
The connection between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta "Tank" Davis has faced plenty of difficulties over the years, but their disagreement has become even more pronounced recently. A major point of conflict now involves Tank's planned matchup with Lamont Roach, a fight that Mayweather has publicly advised him to reconsider. Tank, however, appears unwilling to let Floyd's opinion determine what happens next. He wants the authority to choose his opponents and make important career decisions without outside direction. That disagreement represents something larger than one particular matchup. During the earlier stages of Tank's career, Mayweather was heavily involved in guiding his development and helping shape many of the decisions surrounding his professional path. Since leaving Mayweather Promotions, Tank has sought to operate with much greater independence. The Mayweather's concerns about the Roach fight could come from a genuine desire to protect Tank's career, but Tank appears to interpret the warnings differently. To him, they represent another example of Floyd attempting to influence choices that he now believes should be his alone. The disagreement continues. Tank remains committed to controlling his own direction, regardless of what ultimately happens with the Roach matchup. The dispute highlights just how determined Tank has become to build his career without Mayweather making the decisions for him.
at Floyd Mayweather because I know that that relationship has been a little bit ropey in the last few years. But you never know, especially with somebody like Mayweather who sometimes comes across with a bit of a god complex. Maybe he's just tried screwing the wrong people. But let me know what you guys think to this. Do you think that Floyd Mayweather has been held captive in Dubai? Or do you think this is just Tank Davis stirring up some stuff? Let me know in the comments. As always, a like, a favourite, save a share, all appreciated. Please hit that follow button if you haven't already. We're on a mission to get to 10k. Peace out.
That brings us to the end of today's video. Thanks for watching, and be sure to come back for more updates in the next one.